I will say that she started getting hate, and the hate on her started. Besides, they're just people are just jealous of her and saying, all sorts of things. She was doing some showboating as a junior, which led to the Angel Reese thing, and she also started whining to the refs when she was a junior, and then she did even more whining this year, and it topped off, I think, when she played Holy Cross, and she was doing a lot of whining, and in the fans they showed her father saying, "Shut up."
Yeah, exactly. I mean that. So I think she's pretty well grounded with that, with where her family will take her aside, say yes, and then it's like, hey, cut it out.
Go ahead.
Yeah, see, cut it out. Play your game and stop your whining. Go out there and play basketball. I don't want to see this.
My guess is she's got great parents because the last 4 games in the NCAA tournament, she has not been whining.
Yeah, I did see that.
And this year, as opposed to last year, she's done less showboating, only to the fans now, not to the other team, and less trash talking. So she's matured and she's become more likable since just like in the last couple of weeks, and also from last year to this year in the things I just mentioned.
Yeah, I think so. I think especially, it's weird because this game, this last game showed her people that she's human. Like, oh, wow, she didn't score 30 or 40 points and she did this, but she still was a fact, even though she still was a factor in the game. She still,
so she needs, I think she'll continue to grow maturity wise, because she's only 22, and I think that will make her more likable, and I think maybe it'll take some of the jealousy away if she doesn't do any showboating or trash talking or anything like that, or whining and stuff like that.
She's a young woman.
Although I think it's a bit sexist to criticize her for whining when half the players in the NBA do.
Right. Are you kidding me? Everybody whines. I was going to say, half the NBA. Michael Jordan, big whiner,
He wasn't that much. LeBron is.
Well, LeBron.
And I don't want to jump. I don't want to criticize. I'm not a LeBron hater. Just so straight up, I want to say that. But he does whine too much.
I am. That's another subject. We can talk about that.
Get into that. But I think he whines too much, and I think But I used to. Magic Johnson used to challenge every call too, with the, like unbelievable look on his face. He did it more than Jordan did. He used to. He did it more than Bird did. He used to challenge a lot of calls. But Magic Johnson was so likable to both the media and the public that he got away with it.
Right.
He's so charming with that smile and his personality and everything. But he used to do a lot of whining and got away with it. So it's not always fair how you get criticized for the whining.
Exactly.
LeBron's not as likable. And he hasn't been as likable ever since he had the decision. And
the 2 or 3 decisions, not 1, not 2. Okay.
Well, that was a major mistake by LeBron. That really hurt his popularity and legacy, where he thought it was so important to where he was happened to be signed as a free agent that he had a whole TV show about it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
Basically. Another topic, and that's what hurt. That's why he gets the hate. And then he said that 7 championships he thought he was going to win, and he only won 2 there. And so that looked really arrogant when he did that, especially since he had to leave a team to do that. But that's another story. So that's my prediction for Caitlin. Of course, another player could come around that's better than her and that ends up the best player of all time. I can't see the future like Juju Watkins or somebody else. There's a 6'2" Canadian who dunks really well. I can't remember her name right now, and she's going to Florida. So who knows? She has no shot right now.
Have you ever seen the one player who got hurt for Connecticut, Fudd? She's out of high school. She was freaking awesome.
Is she a freshman?
Yeah, she got hurt.
But you'll see her next year. So.
Oh yeah, you will see her next year, and you will see.
All right. Well, here I got a prediction for you. I find this. Like the men's story doesn't seem to have a lot of interesting concepts because of the fact that the guys leave after a year or two. So even though the men's college game is just like, more exciting than the women's college game, just like the pros. Who do you think? Because Juju Watkins is a real talent, and Paige Buecher is a great, great player. Who do you think will win Player of the Year next year? Juju Watkins or Paige Bueckers? Paige Bueckers is better now. You can just look at the stats and just watch him play. Who do you think is going to win Player of the Year? Because Juju Watkins has the advantage of the fact that she's only had 1 year in, and she's going to probably improve more than
Believe
Paige
it or
Beckers.
not, it's the one I said. Her name is Fudd. Her last name is Fudd, and
You think she's going to be player of the year?
she's better than Beckers. You haven't seen it. If you want to go look it up.
So are you saying if she's healthy, she's going to be player of the year next year? If they're both healthy?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Yes, I do. Let's mark this date down. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Someone write this down in the comments.
Yeah, please do.
What?
Someone
Okay.
so look her up and YouTube and her play, and you'll probably be like, oh, okay.
I will go on record as saying if Connecticut gets healthy, they lost 5 players this year. They will win the championship next year.
Yeah,
and
that's a guarantee.
Paige will be player of the year, but she will only be player of the year by like 2% more than Juju Watkins. I think Juju Watkins is going to, like I said, going to improve more, but because she only had 1 year in, and I think she's a better athlete than either Paige or Caitlin Clark. But we'll see. Paige has a great all-around game, and I think she's going to be possessed next year. One, that she got knocked out, and two, that Caitlin Clark, she was better than Caitlin Clark as a freshman. If people don't know that, Caitlin Clark was the fourth ranked recruit coming out of high school, and Paige was number 1, and she got recruited by Connecticut. And then freshman year, Caitlin Clark was second team All-American, and Paige was player of the year. So it wasn't even really close in that sense. So it was close, but not that close, because Paige has fewer turnovers and plays better defense. So that's why she was
all right. All right. We'll see. We'll see.
That's my prediction for next year. But I think Juju Watkins also has a chance to be player of the year because she's that good. And who knows? Some freshman can come in and be a great player. I don't know that, but so anyway, how do you think Caitlin Clark's going to do in the WNBA?
Like I said, she's going to do fine. She'll be fine.
Be more specific than fine.
Well,
she's going to win MVPs? Do you think she's going to win championships? Do you think she's going to be the best player in the league for a 5-year period?
All the factors depending on what team she goes to.
If she's going to Indiana, we know where she's going.
She's going to the Fever.
Yeah, so we know where she's going.
But like I said,
don't know how many years she's going to play there.
But again, she might go into the same factor where she was at Iowa, where she's the best player on the team, and these other players aren't as good as her. So she's going to be carrying the team. So it's not going to be like if she's going to the Aces where they have like Plum and Wilson, and she wouldn't have to be a factor. So depending on what team she goes to, she might just be right back in that situation where she's like, oh, geez, I got to be the superstar and drop 40 points a game.
All right. How do you think she'll play in the Big Three? Is she going to have a lot of problems playing defense against, even though they're retired men?
Yeah, she would. It's just a physical factor. That's the bottom line. It's not a sexist thing. It's just a physical factor.
Right. So that's going to be a real problem for her team's success, defense-wise.
Yeah, and also defense, yeah.
She does have good form on her shot. Like, she doesn't shoot from down here, and she does actually do a real jump shot.
Yeah, she keeps it up here. Keeps it up here.
So it depends on how good a defender and how tall the man that's on her, but her shot's going to get blocked more often than it was in college basketball.
Yes.
College women's basketball.
So yes, it would be if she went to the Big Three, yes.
So we'll see. I mean, that's a lot of money to just play 10 weekends. I don't think it was 10 games. They said 10 weekends. So it's not $500,000 a game, but it's $500,000 a day.
Yeah, but I think
$500,000 a weekend.
She'd be better off playing with
exactly how the schedule works.
She'd be better off playing with the women. I think she enjoys playing with the women. I mean,
but they said they could work it out that she could do both. So she could play in the WNBA, and as soon as the season ends, she'd play for the Big Three, and then she wouldn't have to go overseas because she get the money from additional play and money from the Big Three. So I would take the money and run. I would just play it. I wouldn't worry about embarrassing myself. How is she gonna be embarrassed? People are gonna say, well, she's playing against men. She's not expected to shine in like she does against women.
So do you think the heat would even rise if she went to the Big Three? Do you think the hate on her would be like, oh wow, look at her now. She thinks she can play with men.
The hate goes so easily with her. You know what I mean? She gets so much publicity that so many people are jealous, and then so many people think it's because she's white is the only reason she's popular. And I want to discredit that. I'm going to make this argument really simple why that's a stupid argument. Like 5 to 10% is white. These little girls, okay, it's white for them. It's the logo threes for them. But for me, and I think for most people, it's like what I talked about, the Michael Jordan blame, the competitiveness and the exciting passes and threes that she does, but it's also the addition of that factor that she is why she's so popular. And Breanna Stewart had 4 championships, as we said earlier, 3 player of the years, 4 tournament MVPs. When in the WNBA, she has 2 championships and 2 NBAs. I don't know. I think she has 2 Olympic gold medals already. Okay. Mm-hmm. And guess what? She gets no publicity whatsoever. It took her 5 years to get a shoe deal or whatever. So
I think I just saw.
She's white, by the way.
I think she plays for the Liberty now. She's back. She's from Syracuse, by the way, upstate New York. Again, I'm promoting.
There you go. By the way, if you're listening here, we're both from upstate New York. We went to high school together. We went to Randy High, Rochester, New York. Yeah. And so, but
anyway,
we left there because they get 100 inches of snow a year.
You know. But anyway, I finally saw a commercial, and she's in New York City. She was out in Seattle, but she's in New York City, so she'll get a little bit more, I think, promo being in New York City.
In New York City. Well, we'll see what happens. But the point is, Diana Taurasi isn't technically white. She's Italian and Argentinian.
Yeah, Argentinian, yeah.
So she's half and half. You can call her whatever you want. She's biracial, whatever you want to call her. But Breanna Stewart, there's no question she's white. And she is a super player, both and a very accomplished player too. It means lots of championships and MVPs and player of the years. And right. She has 1/100th of the popularity and publicity that Caitlin Clark. So if it's because she was white, why didn't this all happen with Breanna Stewart? I'm going to tell you why. Because Breanna Stewart is a great all-around player. She's like a forward who plays like a guard and a great defender too. Right. But she's not an exciting player. She doesn't have an exciting personality either. She's just nice woman, great player. Not exciting. Yeah. That's the difference. So Clark is exciting. It's not because she's not. I'm gonna give 5 to 10% because she's white.
Thus brings up the jealousy and the cattiness. Like, oh, who is she?
Yeah. Look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, in case you don't know, is black. In case you didn't give it a look at it. He was so black. Yes. Rob, you didn't know?
I gotta check. I gotta go back on the tapes on this.
You better go look it up. You can Google Michael Jordan. You can actually find his games on YouTube in case you don't know who he is. But he was the most. I mean, you could argue, Muhammad Ali. You could argue, Lionel Messi. But he's basically the most popular athlete in the world and the country. It's close for like the last 30, 40 years. Since he started playing in 84. And guess what? How much more popular could he be if he was white? I mean, a little bit in this country, especially, but not much more popular, right?
He wouldn't be popular at all now. Because look at Larry Bird.
Well, I think he'd be a little bit more popular, but we're still talking 5 to 10% more popular. He wouldn't have doubled in popularity if he was white. Let's put it that way.
No, he would not. You are correct. No.
There's no way he wouldn't be more popular if he was white. But my point is, I can't imagine he can't be much more popular than he already is.
Right. Oh yeah.
So that argument is not I don't think it's a good argument, and I do acknowledge that the players who are white in any sport that's dominated by blacks like basketball and football do get more publicity in relation to their ability than black players do. I'll be the first to acknowledge that, but it's not a huge difference. All the players get, all the black stars in the NFL gets a lot of publicity.
Right. Oh yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is biracial, by the way, so he's a hard one to measure this because he's white and black. But he's the number one. He gets as much publicity as anybody because he's winning Super Bowls and he's probably the best quarterback in the league.
And he's got a good personality too. So
most of the time.
I'd say all the time.
When he threw a tizzy over that call that happened.
Oh yeah,
he looked pretty. He looked. He didn't look good. I forgot what the call was. It was on the trick play or something like that, right?
Yeah.
He got all call about the holding call that took it back, and he looked like a baby when he did that. But you know what? No one's perfect. Right. He's more likable than Aaron Rodgers is right now.
Oh God. Was my mom?
I just mean I'm a Packers fan.
What would my mom say? Poor thing.
Poor thing. So, anyways, all right. So we think Caitlin Clark's going to be a success, and I'm more confident than Rob is. And I think the jealousy factor. I think the jealousy factor is going to be more of a problem than Rob thinks. But you don't know until it happens. And like I said, I can't put my head in someone else's brain to know how jealous they are of her and why. I think most of it's going to be the money and the publicity, and not because she's straight and not because she's white. Or even someone said Catholic. I don't know how that makes much difference, but
I'm
just telling you what I read on the internet.
I didn't know. Wait! I didn't know she was Catholic. Well, that changes my opinion right there.
You don't like her, or you do like her?
Oh, well, of course.
Are you Catholic, Rob?
I'm a Baptist, but I coached most of the teams I coached in San Francisco were I coached a Catholic school, St. Vincent de Paul. So also, I coached at Convent High School.
Okay. All right.
I coached the Sacred Heart. How much more Catholic could I get? But I'm not.
Oh, you're not. All right. Well, I just tell you what I read on the internet about why they might be jealous of her in the WNBA, and I'm concerned for her safety. I really am. She tries to basket. She would get that just because she's a first-year player. They would hit her hard, but they're going to hit her a little harder because they're jealous of her.
Oh, so knock it to the ground and say, welcome to the NW. So they're going to knock it to the ground and say, welcome to the WNBA.
Welcome to the WNBA, you over-publicized white Catholic.
Think you're better than me.
Great woman.
Think you're better than me. That's the way they sound. I'm telling you, that's the way.
Well, Rob, you wouldn't know, Rob. You coach girls basketball.
Yes, I did.
Well, I don't know. Men get jealous. They just don't. I think men get just as jealous as women. They just do it in a different way.
Yeah, we do it a different way. I mean, when I played,
they're not as catty, but there's something else. I'm not sure what the right adjective is.
Attitude.
They can just be jerks about it. I don't know what the right. I don't know what the right is, but I think they show their cattiness in a different way. Or they show their jealousy in a different way.
Right.
But I actually though. But that stuff you were talking about, the caddy, it seems to motivate the girls in high school and the women in pros in college, because I'm impressed. I didn't watch a lot of college basketball until Caitlin Clark. I'm impressed with the intensity and the enthusiasm on the women on the court. They play more defense than the NBA.
I'm telling you, you're exactly right. I think they were more intense than the boys and the men players that I had. I mean, they wanted to win. They really wanted to win and really play.
I don't know if they're more, but they're not less. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah,
they try just as hard as the men. They're just as competitive, and that's why I'm impressed with because maybe that's sexist of me to even think that, but I was a little surprised they were just as intense, just as competitive. Just as the men, as I started to watch more.
Right, I know when more people see, it didn't surprise me. I was sitting there, I'm laughing, I'm going, I see what's happening. I'm going, boy, some people who've never really watched women's basketball, they're like, whoa, I didn't know that they were that aggressive and that intense. Wow, like you said, they're like you. You probably were surprised when you first really saw.
I wasn't real surprised, but I was a little surprised. I just somehow I mean, I don't know why I thought that, because if you watch the Olympics, the women are just as intense and competitive as the men. But I just, for some reason in my head, I think people are surprised that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are surprised. Yes.
And I like it because I like the intensity of the defense, and I like the intensity and even the fact that they have a lot of run and gun, fast break type of basketball.
Oh yeah, I love
that. Surprised me. Because I've seen. I've watched women's basketball because I used to always like to watch the Connecticut, Tennessee stuff. And I've watched, times, when I can, championship games or the Olympics. And they weren't quite as run and gun as I remember. But the last couple of years, they seem to be more and more of that. Look at Iowa. As soon as they get the ball, they're on the run trying to throw a length of the court pass.
Yeah, if they could, yeah. Well, same thing as South Carolina. They get the ball and go. That's the way I think of coach. Get the ball and go.
That first half of that South Carolina, North Carolina State game, that was fast pace.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Both teams.
Both of them had quick guards.
Mhm.
So we'll see that. So anyway, so we'll talk to you. We'll make a video for you on the Monday after the championship game of the women, and we'll talk about the men's championship game that night, which we won't know, of course, until tonight. Today's Saturday. We're recording this on a Saturday, and tonight we're predicting the two favorites to win, Purdue and Connecticut. So, and then we'll find out if they both make it.
And if Iowa wins, Mark's going to order his Iowa North National Championship T-shirt. He'll be wearing that probably next time you see him.
I'll have to decide whether to that or the Caden Clark T-shirt, which I don't have yet. But. Okay, well, at least I admit that I am obsessed with watching her play basketball, and I'm supporting women's basketball. You should be happy for that.
Yeah, I am. That's a great thing. I'm glad you're enjoying the game.
It is, and so, but I'm not sure. One interesting thing is, okay, how much will the popularity? Obviously, her games will go down in views, but how much of the popularity overall in women's basketball will go down just with Caitlin Clark leaving next year?
No, I think, like I said, I think it's gonna. It's just rising. I think it's going to stay the same. I think it might go up because there's more players coming in. They'll make a factor. You get, like I said, you got the freshmen that just came out and then you get ones coming in and ones who were hurt. Like I said, the ones who were hurt. Fudd, I'm telling you, watch out for Fudd.
There's a 17-year-old called Toby Fournier, if I'm pronouncing that right. She's Canadian, and I think she's going to the University of Florida. Next year she's going to be a freshman. She plays great defense and can dunk the ball easily, and she's only 6'2" and can do that. So she's got the hops. Okay. Unfortunately for her, she's not going to be like player of the year or anything because she has no jump shot. She can't even make free throws. They look ugly when she makes a free throw. I don't know why. She's already 17, almost 18 years old. She might be 18 by now. But I saw the highlights of her. She looked great on defense. She was a great passer and good handles. She could dribble, she could dunk really easily, but they showed her taking an outside shot in the free throws, and it was ugly. So I'm not sure, and she's obviously a great athlete, so she'll be able to work on that game, and maybe she'll add, she'll bring some excitement to the women's game because she's the only one that can dunk. I don't know why.
Brittany Gaynor can dunk.
Yeah, but I don't know why Cardoza can't.
I think somebody else. Somebody else
can't. Cardoza's 6'7" and she can't dunk. I've never seen her dunk.
No, she's not a jumper. She's just got long.
She's not as skinny as Brittany Griner.
No,
Lisa Leslie could dunk.
Yeah,
and I
think Wilson dunked this year.
Who did?
AJ Wilson.
Maybe she's 6'4".
I think she did do a dunk. I think so.
So we'll see. Can you dunk, Rob?
I used to be able to. I had the hops.
You could dunk?
Yes.
With the basketball or with the tennis ball?
No, basketball. I could dunk it. I had the hops.
I would have had to have Muggsy Bogues hops to dunk. I was 5'6.5" at my height, at my tallest. That's why I wrestled. All right. Okay, so that's all we got for today. We will talk to you on Monday. We'll new video for you on Monday, and we'll talk about the results of the women's college basketball game and the men's game that's going to be played that night.
All right.
Thanks for listening again. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also make comments down below. Again, no personal insults, no things that aren't relevant. If you're a Clark hater, fine, write whatever you want, but just don't be stupid about it.
Did you say if you're a Mark hater or a Clark hater?
Clark hater. There's probably Mark haters already at this point, but I don't even control it. All I can do is say what I was on my mind.
Okay, I still like you, Mark. We went to high school. We got to stay together. It's all right.
All right. Okay, that's good.
All right. Peace out, y'all.
All right. See you later.